fought for all of us. He protected all of us. He inspired all of us. He trusted all of us.
And he really kind of instilled in us this passion and this feeling on the set that what we were doing was important. Australian. And that he talked funny, you know, and met many Australians at that point in my life. And
I got a call back, and then another call back, and then finally I read for Peter Weir, and then Ethan and I read together for Peter Weir. And then there was a screen test. It was endless process.
I received a call that I would...
But maybe it was 2 weeks. I don't recall how early we got there.
Anyway, we were there at the Ramada Inn, and maybe it wasn't a Ramada Inn. Well, if it wasn't a Ramada Inn, it was an awful lot like a Ramada Inn.
We were there to rehearse. We were there to get our hair cut.
You know, we all got these real 50s hairstyles, which was devastating to me and my vanity. And
we were there to play soccer. We were there to mostly research.
Yeah, Peter had given us these giant books of what were the top films of the you know, he kind of decided that it was like, I forget what years, but he kind of gave a 3-year parameter. And so he made us these mixtapes that had the top 20 songs of those 3 years.
What it was like to be in the 50s, what it was like to be a guy in the 50s, a young kid.
You know, you see these young people movies now, and they're all making peace signs, or they're, you know, doing hip-hop things, or whatever it is. He really wanted to start getting us divorced from any kind of behavioralism that was locked into the, you know, it was the late 80s, early the year before. And I remember I was supposed to have this monologue about where I said 428, and Bob was like, "What's 428?" And I said, "That's what all the chemicals in your body would be worth if you bottled them up and sold them raw." And that's what my father said I was worth. And we were doing, it was one of the things I used to audition for the scene, and we started shooting it. And you know, if Bob, I'm sure, would tell a story differently. I'm trying to remember it.
It didn't really work very well, the scene, and Peter came over and stopped shooting and said, "This isn't working. Cut. Let's stop. We need to rethink the scene. It's flat. It feels like a scene. It doesn't feel real. I don't believe it."
I remember saying to Peter, I said, I just would never be this self-pitying in front of another guy my own age. I just would never do that. And he's like, "You're right. This is really corny."
So Ethan and I went off, and he said, "You guys, we're gonna do some notes for tomorrow. You guys think for an hour. Try to find some way to make this work."
So we went into the back hall, and we started coming up with ideas of how it could happen. I remember Hope, the script supervisor, this woman who chain smoked, sitting back there trying to write all the different ideas we had.
And we came back with that idea. I don't know if it was Ethan or me or what, but
Bobby came up with the idea that we should huck it off the roof of the that's the roof of the thing.
And he said, "That's it. That's it. That is where the scene has to go."
I remember Bob and I in the van ride home afterwards, like, is he really going to put that in the movie? I mean, it was too much.
The snow was letting up, and he said, "We can only shoot this once because you know, we don't have time to cover the tracks, and even if we do, the snow is not going to cover our error. It looks like it's stopping." And Peter's just, without, you know, a beat, said,
"It's okay. Ethan can do it in one take." And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, you know, do what in one take? Oh, you know, we're going to shoot it outside now. And
I remember Ethan telling me that story and, you know, welling up with pride that Peter had no doubt that he could do it in one take.
Peter gets everybody hustling in the camera, how they're going to shoot it and how they're going to get the snow, and everybody's now on full speed because, you know, anybody when it's coming down this heavy, it's going to stop, right? That's what everybody's talking about. So, and Peter's saying, "Okay, if we don't get it, we'll just go into the bathroom," and that's, you know, but let's try. And so then he comes back to my dressing room and he's like, and that's cool with me.
Filming Dead Poets Society, to me, was life-changing. The release of it and its success was whatever it was, but filming it, actually making the film, is what lives in my heart, and it's still with me every day. It changed my life, and It certainly changed my career too, but more importantly, it changed my life. And Peter Weir tends to do that to people, I think. Even people who just see his films.